so clean. The discipline really has definitely shown to be worth it, as CLG have focused heavily on that in their practice and in their preparation.
Well, into the draft now, and the band's looking identical for 3 games straight for CLG. Makes sense, they've won 2 games in a row, don't really need to change too much. Team Liquid, though, will stick with the same 3 bands from Game 2, and Darshan is like, all right, you keep giving me now, I'm going to keep taking it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. CLG won the first 2 on the back of this strategy. They are feeling confident to go into the third, but it is a little bit of a cautionary tale. What happened last game, yes, it did go awry for TL, but Darshan was getting smashed in the top lane. Lourlo was way ahead. Do you really want to go back into that?
Remember the origins of that tale. It was a Gragas in the bush. That's how all the terrible stories start.
Yep.
So he's going to have to watch out for the Dardoch Lourlo combo. If it looks like they're looking to pick a very similar comp here, they could very well go with a similar strategy, and it is up to Darshan to play around that. One of the things I value most highly in top laners is defensive play, playing around the possibility of where the enemy jungler could be.
Certainly, and Ashe has been a key champion in this series so far, and it's going to be Jynthe who gets to play it this time around.
Xmithie here though with a bit of swagger, just flashing Dardoch Orenga. That looks like it'll likely take something a little more standard here. Ashe Cassio, a great start to the draft through for Team Liquid. We'll see how CLG want to start things off. Gragas looking to be a common pick here.
I do think it's paramount that they lock the Gragas and don't trade it for that Rek'Sai. I mean, the Rek'Sai, yes, can also interrupt Gnar hops, and you can't hop on her head either because you can unburrow it. But the Gragas just feels like it is a little bit more threatening towards Darshan, and they are going to take that one away for Xmithie. More playmaking for him. And the Bard, again, as well, was a very big part of, Aphromoo's playmaking ability there. It allows you to pick off a lot of ranged people and, try and set up the Team Liquid backline for further stuns.
Even just forcing out those summoners can be critical. It's sometimes something that is overlooked. You don't even have to hit the ultimate to win the next team fight because you could have forced out a critical flash.
Well, Team Liquid, 20 seconds left for these next few picks. There's Braum once again for Matt. And I have to think Lourlo, is absolutely going to take Aurelia one more time.
Yeah, I don't think much is going to change here as far as the rest of the draft then, because CLG don't feel like they have to change anything up. Team Liquid are probably just going to get the Rek'Sai for their last pick, so maybe it is just going to be the Victor again, and then the Jhin would be the next one. We could have Jhin versus Jynthe, and that would suck for casters, but that's the tier list of the way Champion Select has been trending for both these teams if they run down the list.
Well, we'll see what CLG do want to lock in here. Again, I love the bit of swagger from CLG, just flushing Rengar a couple times. Maybe trying to play a bit of a mental game there as well versus TL.
And you have to think that the onus is on TL to actually make the draft changes, right? CLG is winning with this. There's no reason for them to adapt their draft to their opponents.
So in that, sometimes you feel that way. You're just like, I got to change something.
Yep.
Sometimes you have your best possible draft, and you just need to play better. Korean advice now for Team Liquid. Get good, win the game.
Well, Ezreal Victor will round out the draft at CLG, so Stixxay not going to go back to the Jhin, actually.
He saved us.
He did.
No Jhin versus Jynthe. And Team Liquid, maybe they change something too. You talked about sometimes you just want to change something up for the sake of, making a new look, maybe upsetting your opponents. They do change AD carry players, but it looks like they will just continue down the tier list. There is the Rek'Sai.
One thing I do like about the Ezreal here is Ashe was able to get picked on in a number of fights by Aurelia, right? This is a champion that could dash in, and Ezreal can be a lot safer in these team fights, and if they still have this 2v2 advantage, Ezreal can use that mobility to get aggressive as well.
Well, since Stixxay loves to get aggressive when the opportunity is presented to himself, pretty stunning Ezreal player. We'll see how he navigates this particular game. I think Xmithie on the Gragas as well gives him some leeway as far as crowd control goes, because Xmithie will make up for a lot of that.
Every time you're gaining something, though, you usually have to give something up for that. And one thing that CLG are going to be missing now is the extra long-range initiation.
Yeah.
Ashe Arrow is so good at starting things off. Yes, Aphromoo is a great bard, and he can Tempered Fate people, but having that next tool to really set up the Gnar and Gragas, which are good frontliners that can make plays, it's just so much more reliable if you also have Ashe Arrow.
Well, game number 3 is on the verge of starting here. CLG looking so strong. 2-0 up in the series already. Keep the hashtags flowing in. Hashtag CLG. And if you think they're going to take the clean sweep, or if Team Liquid have what it takes to run 3 games straight and upset CLG at this point, use that hashtag TLWin. But it's a long road for Team Liquid as CLG eyes now firmly on their rematch versus TSM.
Going to be very interested to see how Jynthe is able to kind of play with their stash and how he's going to be able to coordinate with the team, because Huhi, like Fenix last time, did not take cleanse. And if he's able to get an advantage, if Fenix is already able to get an advantage and Jynthe can make those rotations, help pick on that lane and really boost up this Cassiopeia to hyper carry status, that could be a key for them. But
yeah, definitely agree. With how well the Team Liquid solo laners have been doing, it's first thing that they need is just a good Ash Arrow to keep someone in place or catch someone off guard. And let the solos take over from there. Are we going to have any sort of flexibility here? CLG are going for a very interesting invade on the strong side. They send 4 members around.
Matt's been spotted, does get slowed down, but just a bit of trade damage there from Aphro. Steals some of his money with the Spell Thieves, and CLG might look to get some wards in, but defensive vision already down for Team Liquid. It looks like Dardoch on the Rex side going to make sure he gets some damage on the left. Vision on the left-hand side. CLG going to ward up that Grump.
I actually really like these planned level 1s from CLG, and although they haven't yet paid off, it's risk reward, right? You're not really risking much of anything by sneaking into that bush, but if Matt says, hey, I'm going to get a deep ward and check that second bush, then he just dies.
Yeah, let's see if the ward here that Team Liquid got in response to that invade really means anything. They will see Nars there, so they'll have eyes and they'll know what Skinny's playing. Usually you'd be like, oh, well, now they have information. They know it's not a lane swap, but 6:15.
Not anymore, as Xmithie is going to start on this Grump. Darshan's going to help him out here. Dardoch and Lourlo doing the same on the Krug camp. So once again, we'll have the dual lanes start their camps here, and junglers will start on that same top to bottom path as well.
Gotta say, impeccable skin choice by Darshan as well. Love the Dino Gnar. Has the best recall in Mega Gnar, if I do say so myself.
Darshan looking cute.
Oh, looking cute, feeling cute. It's the key to success.
Let's actually see, though, because Dardoch does, while you assume usually that the enemy jungler did start on that top side, because you can look at the timings where the top laner arrives to the lane and the bottom laner arrives to the lane, he's got 100% confidence. He knows exactly when Xmithie is going to finish his blue, and he can try and maybe throw a wrinkle in the game plan here on the Rek'Sai. Maybe go top early with the red buff. Rek'Sai's got a lot of opportunities. Hits level 3 very quickly off of the red quadrant clear. Doesn't need blue or anything.
That's bad news versus Stixxay, though. Matt with a huge Q straight to the back, and Aphro's low. The Ignite is down. Aphro might be the first blood here as Jynthe going to try and make him his first kill, but he doesn't get it. Now Stixxay going to chase in. Matt, what?
Oh, no, disaster!
Stixxay gets himself first blood, and now he's going to chase forward for Matt. Probably can't go for another kill, but that is so horrible.
Oh, Jynthe had glory in his eyes. He was like, my first game, I see it, the first blood on Stixxay Aphromoo. He flash heals in.
Dardoch's coming down, though. Remember, summoners are not available. Looking to punish.
Aphro stayed, but Matt's still here. Winter's bite going to land in. Aphro going to knock him up, and Aphro will be punished for that transgression. There's the trade from Dardoch.
Okay, Dardoch rides the ship very quickly here for Team Liquid, so things don't snowball out of control, and they don't. Oh, interesting counter invade here from Xmithie.
He's looking mid. Phoenix is pretty far up there.
Yeah, I mean, they could get his flash.
Whee! They might be able to get
Oh, actually waiting. I like the patience from Xmithie, but Phoenix is forced to burn the summoner.
I also love that Xmithie did not blow his flash for it. He knows that Phoenix has to give him the respect, reactively flash that.
Yeah, and it opens up the window for repeat ganks. Repeat ganks on Cassiopeia, very effective. He has many options to go after him, and Dardoch is showing bottom so often here. Let's take a look at this, though. The exhaust is on. He volley, then flashes.
So close, and Matt committing with the flash there. Not quite able to take out Aphro, and Jynthe knows it was a critical mistake there.
Yeah.
One thing going for TL, though, is because Dardoch showed on this side, they have a bit of a freeze built up in this bot lane, and he will be able to recover a lot of that farm. And actually, he's going to go into the lead as far as this farm goes. But Stixxay has gotten an early base off and picked up his tier. That's a position you always love to be in.
Look at this invading from Aphromoo, actually tracking Dardoch through the jungle, trying to chase him off wolves as well. Dardoch smites early, because you can see the wisp there, too.
Aphro must be careful, though. He's level 2, and he's far up here. Has no flash.
A little too far forward, but Matt going to chase him down. Aphro feels confident.
It's kind of a sleight of hand thing, though, because Aphromoo is in here super deep in the enemy jungle. Meanwhile, Xmithie is stealing all your raptors right out of your pocket.
You want those raptors.
Yes. Haha, look at Aphro. Woo, over here. Nope. Xmithie just counter jungled you on the other side. He'll take that camp and walk away with the extra cash.
Nice bit of team play there from CLG as Xmithie will in fact steal that camp away. Darshan still looking good here in the early stages, but Lourlo does have currently a CS lead. Darshan though will catch up as he catches the wave, and it seems that they've been trading pretty even. Ooh, nice wallop. Predicts Lourlo to Blade Surge in, does get some nice trade damage back.
Dardoch now heading up to the top side. You can see Darshan has a deep ward in that bush. Kind of watch for it, though.
And this is the ramifications of that Aphromoo play in the Xmithie counter jungle, where the support and jungle coordination there between those two guys punishes Dardoch. He just went topside. There's nothing for him there. He walks by both camps. His top lane is pushed in. No gank opportunity. Dardoch's just been swimming around in the Summoner's Rift here for the last 15 seconds, 20 seconds. And as a jungler, any wasted time like that really does hurt you. So CLG's coordination there, even after Dardoch was able to, right the ship down bottom, it cost him in his jungle. As a jungler, every time you put out a fire somewhere, the enemy team has the opportunity to punish you for it.
Well, Dardoch taking his Grump does swat away the ward that Aphromoo did put down. Things going pretty well for CLG in these lanes. But we'll have to see how things move out. Jynthe again getting aggressive, but going to be a stun. Stixxay still getting chased down. Needs one more auto. Matt going back in as Lourlo, and Darshan at another battle. Wallop is going to land. He is 6 as well. And now Xmithie going to find his way through. He needs to weave away. Flash from Lourlo, burnt early. Flash and then body slams around just to get the angle. And Darshan going to flash in. He wants the kill. Who's going to get it? Xmithie does claim it. Oh, he dies.
Extra turret there. Shot able to take him out, and the minion damage as well. Meanwhile, down bottom lane, Dardoch going for Stixxay again.
Matt low, but Stixxay going to get knocked up. Winter's Bite will stun him. Jynthe going to get a kill back. Dardoch starting to do work.
Dardoch just absolutely perma-camping bottom lane here. They get another kill on that side of the map. Meanwhile, the counter kill that Lourlo got is very important in that kill exchange up on the top side, because without that, they would have lost out so much. He doesn't have teleport, so he can't get back for the minion wave. And Darshan would start to snowball out of control.
And this is one of the risky things here for Lourlo, because he TP'd right back to stop the freeze. It's a condition of that wave positioning. So they decide they're going to go for the dive here, and they don't quite have the damages. And Boulder actually caught on the minion there, it looked like, and does get that counter kill.
Yeah, so the thing there, Xmithie, he went into turret range a little bit early for the auto attack.
Xmithie's 6.
No flash ghost. Can't quite threaten, but again, more summoners for Fenix is nice. His flash will be back up soon, so that regank possibility is kind of faded, but CLG is still keeping up the pressure. Both junglers doing a lot of early game work here.
As hectic as it is, Team Liquid are feeling pretty good, because the main point of their comp, the pillar of Team Liquid right now, is Fenix, and he has his CS lead in middle. Because all the jungler action has been on the side lanes, it's allowed Fenix alone time with Huhi, and he's earned his CS lead once again on the Cassiopeia, and Fenix is the one carrying most of the weight in the team fights for Team Liquid.
Plus, they're actually pretty much winning across the board, or at least dead even. Lourlo has a kill. He's even in CS, so he's ahead in gold. And Jynthe has picked up himself a kill, and he's up a little bit of CS there, too. So they're doing great in all the lanes, and it's TL with the first rotation to top lane, trying to pressure this turret.
Darshan
They're looking for
get the wall. They carry him back into the tower. Lourlo forced to Blade Surge back to a minion, does get out.
Xmithie's here for the defense, and they're calling in extra reserves as Aphromoo brings over Huhi.
Here's Aphro and Huhi, though. Matt.
And meanwhile, in the bot lane, it's Stixxay. He's pushing for this turret, so he may be the one to actually get this, and it's going to be Dardoch who has to come down and try to respond.
Yeah, he heard the Rek'Sai ultimate scream right there and respects it enough to try and put a ward. It's actually not in the tribe bush. This was ideally where you want it. Regardless, though, the scream scares him off the turret and delays some of that extra turret damage, so nobody getting the first turret kill yet, and that objective comes pretty quickly. We're already 9 minutes into the game. This series, the first turret has not lasted that long.
It was critical that Darshan played that, got that damage out onto Lourlo, preventing the dive, Xmithie moving up, and it's a small thing, but it makes a big, big difference.
Well, we've actually reset back into our standard lanes here, so Stixxay will just take the free chip damage on the turret. Again, they can slowly build up an advantage. Getting that first turret gold is ever so juicy, but TL will reset here. Lourlo going to continue with his 1v1 versus Darshan. Other than that, TL more than happy to let the laning phase kind of go this way, although Darshan again playing up, lots of minion bouncing back and forth between these two.
I have to say, once again, Dardoch's been had, a lot of his jungle been taken away, and you can see it in the jungler farm numbers there. Dardoch just hit level 7. Xmithie is still ahead in experience, and it is a lot due to how much attention Dardoch was trying to do since their bottom lane got 2v2 first blooded. So he had to kind of right that ship and avoid that lane snowballing against them. it actually gave up his position a lot. And it's, you know, what you have to pay for as a jungler. Now he's got the Tiamat, though. He can catch up on farm really quickly.
I also like the investment here from Xmithie into playmaking, getting those early Lucidities. You talked about not having that kind of secondary long-range engage, so there's more onus on him, on the Gragas, to make these initiations. And having that reduced summoner cooldown can mean he can look for these flash ultis more often.
Well, 10 minutes in, and the gold is dead even, so both teams have been making plays, so maybe first Drake, first turret, these are the things we can look for as we kind of move ourselves into the first stages of this mid-game. Xmithie looking to do something top lane, perhaps, just collapsing a tunnel.
Yeah, at this point, you know, an Infernal Drake is a very big cost to give up for a lot of top lane attention. Xmithie's been constantly camping up here, and in the mid lane, actually, Fenix forces Huhi out of lane and chunks him. A lot of wards down bottom as well for teleports.
Also going to combo in there from Matt as the arrow did land onto Aphro. TP's in for everyone here as Matt flashes forward. Doesn't get Aphro as Stixxay still doing damage. Teleport's been cancelled though. We'll have to give this up. Dardoch still back in bottom lane though for Team Liquid.
Phoenix is coming down too. Mid laners are starting to roam. Here comes Gragas with Huhi in tow.
He does have his summoners, but this has to be a very well played fight.
All the outer turrets are getting really low. I mean, 11 minutes in here, all the teams are very, very quick to react to any skirmishes that break out. Both teleports were used and then canceled from the top laners.
And it's going to mean that next fight is that much more important because it's not just the gold that you can get. It's the access to the Infernal Dragon. It's the access to that first turret, which could catapult you into a lead.
Well, Huhi actually going top lane.
He's ghosting.
They know that Lourlo is actually a target here. Darshan almost mega hops forward. Gonna look to try and slow him down. Huhi just needs a little bit of damage. Ball the toss gonna land. Huhi flashes forward. He wants it, but Lourlo gonna stand him around. Flash knot from Darshan to steal it, but the wallop's gonna miss. The ball the toss will secure it though.
CLG make a big play on top side, and Fenix is actually headed up top side to clean up kills rather than to go bottom side and try and force something, knowing they have a numbers advantage on the bottom side since CLG just showed to top. Now he cuts off that plan and just returns for some turret damage. So CLG actually don't get punished for that top lane roam. And Huhi is able to continue the pressure on Lourlo. So much CLG focus on Lourlo and keeping him down so he doesn't become a problem like last game.
The question is going to be, can you get something out of the fact that CLG is down summoners? You know, can Dardoch pick on Huhi, who has no summoners in the mid lane, when Fenix has both and has been doing very well, up 20 CS for himself?
Big commitment there. Stixxay shifts into the arrow. You hate to see the kind of thing happen. Stixxay now forced to bash as Aphro's far too low. He will get chased down, and Dardoch's going to get one. Going to chase him for two, though. Dardoch is very bloodthirsty today, and Jynthe going to be the recipient of yet another Dardoch gank.
A tale of two lanes here. Bottom lane for Team Liquid, top lane for CLG. And Team Liquid are going to be able to have people around to take the gold on the turret afterwards. Those objectives you mentioned, Azale, they're starting to come in.
It's massive, and they're actually going to give that solo gold over to Jynthe. Look at him cash in here, 650 gold. Jynthe is really going to kind of skyrocket past Stixxay, 1,000 gold up now off of that kill and the turret.
They switch AD carry players, but more importantly, they switch focus. So much attention down bottom lane for Team Liquid, and it does reward them. They do have the early lead in this game, working so much better than the previous two.
It speaks a lot to the confidence they have in this guy. You know, bringing him in, and now not are they only just bringing him in as some guy to sit in the back lines and throw out some arrows, they're focusing on him. They're saying, you're going to carry the game for us.
Yeah.
Poor Stixxay. That's just a rough way to start.
I mean, in that case, then it's for Aphromoo too, because as a support, you're like, oh my god, I have to do everything possible to defend my AD carry who's in a bad spot, but then you are actually putting yourself on the front line, and he doesn't have flash left. So in the end, Stixxay getting arrowed there and arcane shifting in a line does cost Aphromoo his life. Regardless, they lose the bottom turret, and that opens up so much pressure on that Infernal Drake, which is extremely important. Darshan, though, the top lane focus for CLG is paying off.
He's going to go in for it. He's big enough, and Lourlo going to stun him. Gets the outplay.
The old Aurelia turnaround. Yes, you know she can stun you if she's lower health, but that...
Oh, Stixxay.
It's on course.
Attacks Fenix. He has to know.
Stop moving.
Stop shopping. Oh my god.
Actually, because he was chugging his corruption potion, I don't think that would have finished him.
Arrow on to Stixxay. More problems. Bardock going to find a few there as Dardoch still moving in. No turret here to defend them. Aphromoo 100% dead as he does go down. Ezreal going to fall as well.
Turns out the end of the story for that tale of two lanes both of those stories end in Team Liquid victories as top lane goes down with a dive from Darshan. Looking a bit too juicy at that Aurelia, who can stun you and kill you under turret. Meanwhile, bottom lane does pay off. That's more kills. That's the Infernal Drake. And Team Liquid are looking to turn this series around.
They certainly are, and it was a little bit greedy for Darshan. Could have just waited for the boomerang one more time. And had he hit it, he would have killed him and been out scot-free.
You know, this is Aurelia. Gonna stun you,
Yeah.
gonna kill you under turrets. How many times have you dove an Aurelia that's so juicy and low health?
And this is the power of that frozen mallet, the return trades. And you can see he has him so low, but he wants to go in. He thinks he's going to mega out and be able to survive, but Lourlo preempts that, stuns him out before he can mega. And Darshan did not wait for another boomerang, but they're looking top lane. Ash Arrow not quite available, but Darshan is far up here.
There's the target, stun lands in from Lourlo. Matt gonna get scooped back there, but Darshan now back into mini form. That's an easy kill. Jynthe being gifted CLG members.
And it's the new guy, Jynthe, on a rampage. You talked about it. If they win, he's a hero, and he's looking for more.
Oh, Xmithie flushes himself out of the way. Dardoch here to cut the wave. CLG trying to get a trade back. They will take the bottom out of Tara, but they're going to keep losing stuff. Here is Huhi now going to chase down. Fenix flashes in. See ya, Huhi. Fenix now with his own solo kill.
Fenix finally takes his toll on the mid lane. The CS has evened back out, but now he finds the kill onto Huhi. And Team Liquid are starting to snowball this one. It is a trade of turrets, as the bottom lane turret went over to CLG, but Stixxay's far up. Dardoch's behind him.
Stixxay's in trouble. That team had Xmithie doing plenty of damage. Stixxay, yeah.
Dardoch has the highest damage per minute of any jungler. He is one of those junglers that likes to kill you. He likes to carry. He's got 4 kills, no deaths. This is Fenix, though. He's also going off.
He pops the ghost, and he's going to chase Huhi down, flashes in, and Huhi, without the flash from that top lane dive, ends up paying for it.
It's about time to mention the flip side of my stats earlier, where Team Liquid, yes, they have lost every game where they've been behind in gold at 20 minutes, but they've also won every single game that they were ahead in gold at 20 minutes. So, you all know, stats tell everything. You don't even have to play out the game.
Yeah.
We've only got 3 minutes.
Only got 3
or
minutes
2.5
left, then we should go next one.
Let's just call it.
I mean, surely Team Liquid can win this game. That's what they have to be thinking.
Well,
Ooh, don't jinx it, pastry. You gotta slow down.
Remember our theme of late game discipline, right?
Yep.
For CLG. This has been what we've gone back to over and over for these guys. This is a team that's very accustomed to those roller coasters, very accustomed to playing from behind.
The killing Huhi.
Huhi.
By the looks of things, does get himself out with the flash. Team Liquid can't quite convert that one. But again, the relentless aggression, this is how Team Liquid love to play. They thrive when they're straight under your turrets killing you.
They certainly do, and TL is looking great, but we've talked about the playmaking from CLG too. They still do have the ability to look for these big team fights, to catch people out of position. League of Legends is not a cut and dry game. You have the lead, you have an advantage, does not guarantee a win.
Definitely true. As everyone can tell you from personal experience, win lane,
Unlucky as Rift Herald going to be started up now by Team Liquid, continuing their control of the objectives. There is a Drake up, but it's not for a few minutes longer, and just in time to take this away before Baron's going to spawn.
All right, we get to see Team Liquid. How will they play from ahead? The Rift Herald over to Lourlo. Gets him right back into this one-on-one matchup. His Trinity Force is completed. He's going to start for the side lane pressure. The rest of his team will have 4-man pressure in the 4-man group, so things are looking very good for Team Liquid's strategy of the 1-4 split and looking for Ash Arrows.
One key thing here, though, this is not like the last Aurelia game where he's massively ahead in farm. It's actually Darshan still up a level, still up in farm, so he will be much more relevant. Giving over that Rift Herald buff, though, is going to be critical in getting him those advantages. And if he can pick up a kill or two, work towards that Blade of the Rune King, can perhaps blow this game wide open.
Does feel like Team Liquid have all the pieces in place, but again, we still have to play out the rest of this game. CLG can hold on as Dardoch straight for the Titanic.
Yeah, I mean, CLG as a team and as an organization are no strangers to adversity. It's a team steeped in adversity. They've been at the very top. They've been at the bottom of the North American LCS. You know, they've even had success at MSI, and then they had to come back. This whole split was a story of recovery for CLG.
And the important thing to remember is you never doubted them.
getting memed live on air.
Hey, man, I get it all day. I get it all day.
It's a sales time to meme now.
Well, 110 to the Mountain Drake is up. We'll see if Team Liquid can secure themselves a second Drake. Getting deep vision out to his left-hand side. CLG definitely forced to play back a bit. Do want to collect their farm and try and play that patient game they are known for. It kind of worked for them in game number 2. We'll see if it will work out here. And this one, as Arrow just misses, Huhi barely dodges out of the way there.
All right, I really do want to see how Team Liquid's 1-4 pressure does unfold here. Because we haven't gotten to see them start off with an opening to a game that's this strong. And what you need to do is get those wards deep in the jungle so that you can pick people off with the Ash Arrow. Yes, you can have pressure, and you can try and slowly whittle down these turrets. But what you really do need are those big breakaway plays that allow you to get the objectives afterwards. They need to stack up, continue to stack up these Drakes. The Mountain will be very important for them, having Baron bait pressure, as well as finishing up with the rest of the turrets, as they've only been able to claim 2 outers so far.
And it's feeling like this is the first time that TL has actually been able to get a grip on some vision control, right? They have some more deeper wards. They have vision around the Dragon, around the Baron. It's always been CLG with that presence, with the first, kind of moves to those areas to get that control. And we'll see what TL can do with it.
Mountain Drake is up though. Team Liquid did have some pings onto the area, but CLG maybe busy playing topside. Jynthe gonna start it. But it looks like TL going to wait for Dardoch and make sure they take it away. CLG nowhere near to contest for this.
Yeah, they're just going to try to trade. They want to go for that top outer turret and try to pick up some easy gold here. They know they don't really have the vision, and it would be way too risky to try to take that fight.
As we said, they're accustomed and they've practiced specifically playing from behind. You know you're so behind in the team fight, or behind in gold, that you're behind in the team fight. You just want to trade objectives rather than having confrontation right now. And they do actually have their own deep wards. They're not pushing up here super recklessly. They first prepped a couple of wards here in the red quadrant, and they see Team Liquid move in, so they'll take their 1 turret in exchange for that Drake, and then back off.
TL still holding that gold lead, about 3,500 gold up or so, but CLG have done a decent job sort of delaying the game for these last few minutes and trading where they can. Stixxay fixed it.
You're still in base. You can undo purchases.
Huhi, though, now in a bit of trouble. Dardoch going to look to knock him up. Fenix gets an easy one, and Dardoch now unstoppable on Rek'Sai.
All right, mid lane focus is working out for Team Liquid now, as Huhi didn't even have an opportunity to use his flash, I think, there. Dardoch got right in there, Titanic reset, and instantly kill him.
And Huhi has been such a point of power for CLG in this series. He has really been the rock for them. And taking him out, picking on him, can be tough, but it's a battle in the bot lane.
Ooh, like to see this Rift Herald duel here. Darshan goes Mega, so Lourlo backs off. He's trying to wait out the Mega for the re-engage here.
Darshan trying to hop away, of course. Mid-turret, though, does go to TL. Lourlo not done.
Trying to keep eyes on Darshan.
Not away. And that's going to be just enough Mega to make sure Darshan escapes.
And as we said, Lourlo is just keeping track of Darshan, making sure that Darshan can't turn the tides of the 4-on-4 fight. As we said, the 4-on-4 for Team Liquid is stronger. They do get the objective. Turret goes down. They slowly increase their gold lead.
Item breakpoints going the way of TL2 here. If you look at the mid lane, Huhi has not yet completed his second item. Fenix is outpacing him and is getting the advantage of all this health he's got this game.
TL again taking whatever they can here. Dardoch pretty much cleans out all of CLG's jungle. CLG still trying to again get a foothold in this game. Mid turret maybe is where they look. Xmithie gonna get the way pushing in, but here comes Lourlo. Doesn't quite have the dwarf up just yet, but Dardoch's going to ult himself back to the mid lane, and this looks like they want to kill Xmithie. A little too far forward, Arrow's going to land in. He does get out with the body slam, but now the follow-up from Matt. Ulti there from Bar's going to maybe keep him out. Xmithie living for a little while longer. Lourlo is low, but Stixxay cannot commit to the rest of that.
Yeah, they don't decide to use the teleport for Darshan, so there's no point where CLG were going to chase that. They still know, and it's that in-game focus that, yes, we are behind in gold. We're not going to just jump at this skirmish in the mid lane and have everybody dogpile in there, right? They go for the disengage. They bide their time. This is that discipline in action. We'll see if it's enough, though, because Team Liquid are doing well with this early lead. Now it's a mid-game lead.
Yeah, and I'm also going to be interested to see what Darshan wants to build next. Does he try to build more heavily for this 1v1, or does he feel like he has to start picking up MR to deal with Fenix in the mid lane? Go more for that team fight style, because if you start building your Spirit Visage now at this point, it does tend to help Lourlo out in that 1v1 even more.
Well, Lourlo's having a grand old time for himself. Almost got the Blade of the Ruined King finished as he just constantly taking free farm on the bottom side. Darshan doing a good job keeping up. He's still ahead in CS, don't forget, so it's not all bad news, certainly. But Huhi, again, 2 items, but kind of needs a little bit more. Stixxay looking for that third big item after those 2 initial ones. And the TL carries just look really scary here. Lourlo, still good. Fenix, massive in this game. Jynthe doing just fine here, kind of where he wants to be as the Ashe after the early help. And I'm going to put Dardoch in the carry pile today. He's also doing well.
Yeah, that is the biggest difference this game. It's one of those games where Dardoch just has gone off. With the focus split from both junglers, Xmithie establishing himself top lane and Dardoch down bottom lane, Dardoch's choice just honestly got more done for the team. And he's now got 5 of the last hits for those kills that they were getting, and he is off and running.
That's what you junglers call them, huh? Oh yeah, just last hit the champion. It's
yeah,
fine.
last hits.
Kill secure.
Yep.
Gotta make sure you get it. Don't let him get away.
So many times I've seen people complain, oh, he stole my kill. Well, if you ever try and just give over those kills and the person gets away, only has to happen once, then I'm never, ever going to give away a kill.
You're scarred. It's that PTSD.
Yep.
Ooh,
though.
Another arrow there to the back of the neck, and now the Meisner's down to ground him. Team Liquid looking for something as Dardoch does get the ulti. So just get ultied back by Gragas. Nice part ult to disengage, and maybe they'll still chase here. CLG don't have much left, and TL kind of turning tail. Matt going to burn that ultimate, does tag Stixxay.
Nicely played fight there from CLG, kiting it out, slow playing it. Darshan getting aggressive here.
Oh, yeah, that's it. He's like, Boomerang didn't hit. Darshan goes Mega, and that'll be all she wrote on that particular play. Team Liquid still keeping control, but CLG are finding their way in here. Oh, Matt! On top of a wall, but sweeping, I think, actually saved his life.
Yeah, that was a close one, but Aphro doesn't walk in there.
Jynthe win,
Man!
Dardoch actually getting aggressed on. Gravity Field's going to tie him up, but he's pretty tanky as CLG.
Huhi is they can't turn this.
Oh no, Lourlo now on the backline gets exhausted. CLG needs to keep peeling. Aphromoo looking like a juicy target. He'll flush himself out of the way as Stixxay has to play perfectly.
They can't get back to base. The retreat is cut off, and Team Liquid are chasing them deep.
CLG might have to stand and fight then. Xmithie going to catch Dardoch. Flush of the arrow there from Stixxay. Going to keep him alive, but Xmithie now going to get caught out. He doesn't have enough to try and carry this over, and Team Liquid finally get a kill. Jynthe chasing in. Stixxay low on mana as Darshan trying to cut somebody off.
Yeah, Darshan actually forced out the flash from Matt in a 1v1 on the other side. And Matt is low, but TL is making the call. They want to move to Baron. This is very risky.
Darshan actually in the area. Afro's here as well. Baron getting burned, but who's going to get it? Rek'Sai does smite it away. Team Liquid, confident call.
Can they get exit kills though? Lourlo's looking.
Don't have enough. Darshan's going to slow them down. The Miasma zones them. And Stixxay, yeah, it's a rough time right now to be Ezreal. Is Aphro going to keep trying to chase here? CLG, they need something off of this play.
They're trying to herd them in, and Huhi is back.
A little desperate from Aphro, but it's not really anyone there. The stun looks like it's lined up. Darshan going back in. Huhi finds a big ultimate, but Matt puts up the door to protect him. Fenix caught out on the bottom side. There was Darshan. Finally gets a kill. It will be a trade, though.
Jynthe stays in there, and he got the counter kill. Now they're the ones chasing CLG.
Oh my god, that Bard ultimate saves Lourlo, but the arrow's dead. Fails it for the snipe.
Jynthe from downtown.
Rek'Sai going back in. Aphro's dead. CLG falling to pieces of Stixxay, trying to get another kill. Does get Lourlo, but Matt takes him out. This is a mess.
Oh, it is. Team Liquid still have the Baron buff on 3 players, though, so they can press these minions. You see no hesitation there. They immediately push top and mid here. They just want to get presence so they can transition down to that Infernal Drake and grab that, stack it up to number 3 for them, and continue the snowball. Woo!
Double is playing in his thoughts with the new Jynthe win hashtag. Certainly been looking good so far. Jynthe's going to take a turret for himself as well. It's been quite the breakout game for the player. 6-1-3. Tier 2 now over to Team Liquid as they're 4-2 up in turrets. Xmithie says no. Ulti's him back, and Jynthe says, all right, let's tussle.
Big Jynthe plays? Let's see this.
Xmithie, I don't think he wants it. Jynthe's like, is there anyone else here? No, I guess not. I'll just kill you. Baron up minion's going to help him out. Xmithie does have his flash, but where's the help? It's not coming. Matt's going to join up with his AD carry.
Here's the help. The TP's coming in. They want to commit for this. Aphro's going forward.
CLG going deep, but Aphro going to get stunned up here. 2v3, going to look for it. Jynthe gets his ulti. Just has to auto attack now as Darshan going to try and take him down. Jynthe stunned there by Aphro. CLG trying to make a play. Darshan wallops him down, stuns in, gets a shutdown as Matt now called out as well. CLG fine 2.
They do get kills back, but again, that Infernal Drake went over to Team Liquid that we talked about, and Dardoch also has the Baron buff, so he's pushing mid now. They're going to push those minions right into the secondary turret. Bottom lane is also pushing. They committed everything to take down the Team Liquid duo lane.
At least they do get it. It would have been a disaster had they not. And Aphro was so close to going down, but the gold lead extending for TL.
See, he got the whole turret. I was talking about pushing with the Baron buff. Team Liquid, they get 2 objectives in exchange for 2 lives.
Oh, Aphromoo might get baited here. Doesn't quite go down. Fenix not quite able to
Has
convert.
the ulti. They can actually look for this if they want to try to...
Dardoch goes back in onto Huhi. That is very brave. But he'll just tunnel out to safety. Team Liquid really putting their foot down in this series. Dardoch saying, I am the dominant player you know me to be. He is really making his mark on this game.
And TL talked about it, Lourlo, saying they have the highest highs, the lowest lows, and they are going to be riding high in this game. If they can take this one, they can use that confidence, use it as a springboard to battle back in this series.
All right, here goes the replay. Aphromoo is trying to cut them off. That laser missing doesn't slow, but the ult comes in, and then they focus on just trying to kill somebody. Fenix almost getting as good as gives. Flash there from Jynthe for the second half of the laser damage, but the real story is the long arrow here. Nails him right through the small path. Great shot there, and Lourlo going to keep up 1 extra kill, goes down to the auto, but Matt cleans up the second one.
We saw him earlier, kind of put his head on his forehead. Now a bit of a smile starting to emerge.
That's going to be a new meme. when you sub into the LCS, down 0-2 in a playoff game, and get 6 kills on Ashe, possibly the first victory for Team Liquid in this series.
Well, they're so far ahead, so it's looking like they're in the best possible position. 8k up, now starting to siege down this tier 2 in the bottom lane. Baron buff has dropped, I believe. So Lourlo's going to pressure without it, but he'll be just fine on his own. Now with a GA, Aurelia is so ready to go. 2
GAs now for Team Liquid. Baron buff, 2 GAs, plus an 8,000 gold lead, and that'll help the situation.
An arrow to Xmithie, but not enough to convert for a kill. Team Liquid constantly poking as Aphromoo is going to run out of cocoa to feed his teammates. They can't really sustain this siege.
Yeah, and CLG's trying to fight for every inch. They're trying to slow things down, to delay as much as they possibly can. They know the longer the game goes, the more the gold lead can kind of start to matter less and less, as long as they keep it even.
We've been here before, but CLG going to have to play for a little bit longer as Darshan still chasing out Lourlo. Lourlo again just trying to kite it up, but throws him out. Pretty annoying. Lourlo goes back in now into Darshan, but Darshan going to keep kiting around to his own pop. Matt actually goes for the ulti, and as Fenix ulti's back, Xmithie is going to go down. Fenix able to claim that one, but Dardoch getting low, still tanking up. Now flash
Darshan got stolen on the other side.
Oh, that's not good news. Now Aphro going to get himself flashed out. Stixxay in trouble, flashes out of the way, but Fenix flashes forward with the ultimate to secure it. Team Liquid go nuts under the turret.
There's nobody left for CLG. That's an ace, and Team Liquid are inside of the base. Lourlo taking a look around after he's taken down Darshan.
They can push for the win here. The res timers are so long, and TL on the back of Jynthe and Dardoch battle back in game 3.
We talked about it. The roller coasters is fun. As long as they're still on it, this will be a big high for Team Liquid if they can push through. They are going to try and end the game here. 10 seconds until Gragas is back up, but Team Liquid do not care. And that's going to be it by the looks of things. Xmithie not in time to make it back. He'll barely rest to see his base explode. TL going to win a game.
And we've got a series on our hands now, boys. Team Liquid come back strong.
Welcome to the LCS, Jynthe. How about that for a game 1 of your LCS career?
Not bad, as they say.
Just block that first blood out of your memory. Because honestly, you need to still have that killer instinct. Yeah. It wasn't the most horrible of plays that he died going for that first blood. It was so close. Small margins were the difference between him getting the first blood and him actually giving it up. Then Big Daddy Dardoch came down and made